We should be back now. Alright, hello and welcome back to some Minecraft of this Golden Age, episode 1000 and... I think we're on 80s now. But hopefully you're all doing alright and staying safe. Let's see. Need to wait on secondary. There we go. Not too bad, there we go. Sorry, I was just waiting on secondary device to catch up to see that I was live. Alright. Hopefully you're all doing alright and staying safe. Last episode we got to work on our animal farm. Well, Animal Farm 2.0. Because we are rebuilding an entire animal farm. I'm sure we're over this way. And it does not seem like a bad area so far. This is definitely where I'm going to build a barn. Probably kind of like a Viking longhouse, that's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. Let's see. There we go. And you know what can we talk about, you know, a little bit to start. That's a good question. It's a funny question as well. What is your favourite shape of chicken nuggets? Do not worry, it can be vegan chicken nuggets if you wanted. Alright. Yeah, not too bad. Sorry, I'm just trying to see how this will look. I can bring back this hill a little bit here, but I'm not sure if I really want to bring back the landscape too much. That kind of becomes a little bit unnatural. How's that looking now? That can stay. Grab all of that. That can go in there, and that can go in there. Alright. That could be a pretty good start right there. I'm probably going to have to break out my other axe for this job. Bam. There's a creeper. It dropped a TNT. There's a rare drop right there. Put that back in there with the other TNT that we got. Ascending head, I don't really need that. Can't remember what ascending is used for actually. It's been quite a while since I last used the ascending totem. And let's see, put that in there. Yeah, put that in there. Alright. I can just start breaking down a lot of these trees here. I do kind of feel bad for a lot of these trees, but we are breaking down this so that we can build an animal farm, and then I can think about where I want to place the new trees down. Who knows, maybe I might do a custom tree. Also, I am, you know, in the hunger bar almost zero. I always forget about looking at the hunger bar when I'm working on build projects like this. Also, I do realise that it was probably... That's the other backpack. This is the other backpack. This is a wood backpack. That's the one I'm looking for. There we go. And put that in there now. This is where we put all of our seeds as well. So, if I chuck down the seeds that I've got in here now. There we go. And I will count mushrooms as a sapling, just because of, you know, makes it a little bit simpler. Makes it a little bit simpler. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, forgot to put that in there. Go, you know, wander around. It's got to eat that totem head in a second, I tell you. Alright. Well, that's a surprise. I was just looking around like, wow, this is so nice out this night, you know. You have the blue below and everything, and then I just look up to my left and there's a fox in a tree. Pretty sure that's a fox I've seen earlier. So, it somehow got trapped up in a tree between last episode and this episode. And that I find hilarious. Alright. I could mine a tunnel through here. How does that sound? Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. There we go. Ah, not too bad. Look at that. Looks more normal. Do that. And I need to figure out how I'm going to mine out this here. I'm thinking about a cave entrance here, and it's not a bad idea. Doesn't even have to be that deep, to be honest. Almost used the wrong axe there. That would have been quite disastrous. And then I think I could just get rid of the top without any problems. And there is another one right here that I'll also get rid of. There we go. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad at all. Alright. Now that we got that sorted, it is kind of a bit trash so far. But I do start to see a picture of the path going through here. We could have some, you know, pens up here. I do kind of feel like this big terrain area here is a bit... I saw I heard 2 zombies there. I guess it was just one, not those 2 zombies. There we go. And we can mine out all those dirt here. This will all be turned into coarse dirt one day. Maybe. I do plan on doing some build projects that require a lot of grass, so who knows. You know what, that reminds me, I should really go visit the 150 block wide, well, 250 block wide project. We never did do the, what do you call it, big points on it just yet. And I'll probably get started on that very soon actually. So that we can have the big glass shine through. Put some shaders on as well. Oh, this would look, you know, so nice. I do also want to work on the bottom bit. That's what I want to do. And I also want to put some vines going down all around it. So, hopefully I can get that done soon. Let me put all of that in there. Oops. Did not mean to put the sapling in there. I realised that I was in the wrong backpack there. There we go. Put that in there. Not too bad at all. And you know what, that's a lot better actually. That seems a lot better. That does seem a lot better. How about we grab some coarse dirt from our backpack and we'll get started on trying to figure out how this pathing's going to go. Do I want a straight path going this way? Okay. That that is not looking too bad. I was supposed to do that and then in a bit. Here's a zombie somewhere. Pretty sure there's a cave somewhere that's in this mountain here. Because I can hear Enderman, and it's not quite common to see Enderman around here. Very surprising that. Okay, that's really cool. I thought for a second there that I had a big, you know, chunky bit there, and it just threw me off. It just threw me off. There we go. And we could just break this, place that there. Yeah, not too bad actually. Not too bad. Might as well just do an extra bit right there. And I'm actually thinking about just dragging that along a little bit more. There we go. And for this bit, I'll probably just do what I was doing over here. And just go over there. And just slowly trim across. And let's see. I'm gonna line it up with a door here. I'm probably going to have to join it together. I'll just do that instead. Just put that there. And yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. That is actually not looking too bad. It's got to be a hard sell at certain bits. So I might go along and reposition a little bit at certain bits. So we can focus on getting the rough, you know, idea of what we're doing here. We do have some coarse dirt left over. We may actually have to go get some more coarse dirt this episode. Because I forgot that, you know. Do I have any left over? No. No. I do have like 2 gravel. Can't make, you know, 4 pieces. Oop. Wrong thing. 4 pieces there. And yeah, I might actually shrink that down a bit. That means I can just finish off this here. And I could start an entrance here. It's just that right side, if you can see, the right side is a little bit shorter than the left side here. So I might have to drag the path out just a tiny bit, but I'm not very sure if I'll actually do that or not. The thing that we need to do is actually design a vacant longhouse kind of design here. And also bring over our rainbow roof design. Not fully to the standard, but you know, much more tinier vacant longhouse, that's what I'm going with. I'll have to get started on that soon. But what I can get started on is this little bit over here. I will probably set up some pens in the area that I'm currently standing in. So what you're seeing here, I will probably set up a pen here, or at least a building here. So you might not see everything that's going on over in this little bit here. And I don't think that... It's a very hard one there. I could build it here, so that you can still see a little bit of this area here. Or maybe have wheat here. A tiny little wheat field here. And then make a building right next to it, allowing you to still see quite a bit of it, but this will all be covered up, what you're seeing right here. That would probably be the best direction to go with. Do I have the necessary building materials for that now? Not sure, but I can see if we can make a little tiny wheat field. We might actually just dirt that up. Yeah, that's a tough corner. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a tough corner to work with. Actually, that's not too bad. You might actually go with that. And then what you see over here will be chopped off. Oops, did not mean to do that there. Alright, that's not too bad. And then I can make a tiny little wheat field. I was actually like looking in my backpack there for where is my tools? Realizing that the backpack was in the backpack of the inventory. And that I had slabs there from when I placed the slabs over there a second ago. Let's see. Well, it wasn't a second ago, you know. It's been quite a while now. Alright. So, let's see. There's a lot of blocks I could work with for this. I could go with the good old oak logs. It would probably be there, yeah. Actually, it would be there. With this position in here. So I might just remove this entire bit right here. And then, you know what, I'll just put that there. And then I think I'll probably place this here. And let's see. I'll probably go with... I don't have the blocks for the bottom bit, do I? I was trying to think of like a nice little, you know, back bit for it. But 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll head across this bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it would be there. The little line. Wait, what? Oh, it would be there. Yeah. So that lines up like that. For... I think this might be a stable bit here. For a horse. I can see that. Just means what do I put on the side of it? That's a hard choice right there. I do know that I want a build here. So 4 blocks in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll probably just remove that there. And you know what, I'll remove that a tiny bit. Alright, that's not looking too bad. Place that there. Place that there. And then it is 6 blocks. Oh, 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, oh, sorry, made a mistake there. There we go. And yeah, that's not bad. That'll be the start of that vacant longhouse build. But I don't think I might actually go with the idea now. I'm starting to see something else forming in my head. I can still see the roof idea. I can see a slab. Well, I don't know if it would be a slab. I think I'll probably put a slab under some stairs facing the normal directions. And then put a slab on top of those stairs to kind of create an in-groove area. So, let's see. You get a slab and then you have this little groove inwards. That's what I'm talking about. So this slab would be on the bottom of a stairs. I would give you an example, but I just cannot now. I guess I could give you an example with this, you know. That and then that. So it would create a little tiny in-groove area, and then there'll be probably another slab back here to kind of create the little tiny curvature of a roof that way. And I do feel like that would probably be the best idea for that. What? Did that break the log that was here? I think it did. Oopsie daisy. I guess I need to figure out what I'm doing with this area right here. I guess I could create it into a little tiny, you know, farming area. Yeah, not a bad idea. That's dark oak. Oopsie daisy. Spruce fence and to something like that. Just trying to fill up the area, that's what I'm talking about. Fill up the area. So this would be where we put our sheep. This is our sheep farm over here. Now, in the mod, we have how many wolves? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 16 different types of wool. That's 16 sheep all together, apart from the ones that we have multiple of. Now, we are probably going to have to decrease the population that we have, because it'd be 16 trips back and forth. For every sheep, it'd be 2. So, if we get out the calculator, I already know the number. Alright, 16 plus... Well, actually, it's supposed to be times. Do apologise. Times 2 would be, pretty sure, 32. Yep, 32. So, that's 32 runs. Dang, that's a lot of... That's gonna be a lot. I have to do 32 runs with sheep in a boat. And that's not including our other animals. So I'm trying to put this back in, but it's just not going back in. There we go. That's 32 runs with that, not including our trips with the cows and the mushroom cows. And then we do have the pigs and chickens. So that is going to be a hard journey. That is almost 100 journeys. That's what I will say. It's almost 100 journeys back and forth. I should just make a bunch of leads and then just lead them all over here. But that means traveling over and through all of this landscape that you see here. I can either take them into the base to go around all of it, or take them halfway through and then through the jungle, which would be quite terrible. They might take damage or anything else. And then through the already paved area, and then through all of this area that's already been paved. Not too bad. It would almost be worth it, I would say. What do you think? It would definitely be worth it. We would not have to do 32 runs with sheeps and bulls. Even though it would be simpler than what we are planning on doing, and that is roping 16 sheep, well, trim down the population, but 16 sheep all together and then wander through the jungle. It's a bad idea, but you know, I might have to go with that idea. I think that's probably the best idea that we have going now. We do not have any more curse wood, I was about to say. Cursed dirt. It's because I looked at the dirt and I was going to say dirt. There we go. Now, I will probably make something on the other side here. And a lot of what you've seen here, I might actually build a path out this direction. So, this might not always just be a little tiny hill here. I do see potential in this. And let me know, should I change this from just being a little dirt overhang area into some wood? I don't think I could do a good enough job with the wood to make it look nice. Dirt just feels natural, that's what we'll say. So it kind of fits the jungle theme, but I will probably fix up the inside of the cave a bit. It's just a short cave, it's not really that large. We'll probably add some more dirt to it, kind of give it that better look. There we go. So yeah, that does not look too bad there. I think that does actually look, you know, quite nice. We're starting to plan out what we are getting for this animal farm, and also we're almost at the 30-minute mark. Yeah, not too bad, I would say. Not too bad at all. But I think I will end off here, and we can go and work on something else for a little while, because I don't want to bore you with working on this build project, and also I do want your advice on this build project. So I will be ending off here. So hopefully you enjoy this. Have a nice day, stay safe, but this will be so much investment, very important, and by these things